My name is Siobhan Foley and I'm the volunteering coordinator for older people. So I've been recruiting volunteers for several of the Solve Together projects. So those projects are Tech and Tea, Postural Stability and Step Up with Salford Community Leisure to deliver the wellbeing message.
I got into volunteering because I like to give my time to other people and it's just fun, it's enjoyable, you get to meet new people.
I was on the lookout for some voluntary work. I was unemployed, well I've been unemployed for a little while, and I found the Tech and Tea, getting the chance to help people out using computers and maybe transferring some information that I've gathered, some knowledge. It's been really good, I've really enjoyed it.
I met Siobhan at a volunteering week in Eccles and I had free time. So she said, would you like to volunteer as someone that works with the older people? I said, yeah, sure. I've been doing it now for over 1.5 years.
I was studying at the time and I thought I needed the experience, the volunteering experience. So volunteering Solid together would give me the experience required for the necessary degree that I was doing.
I was in the library and I thought I'll try volunteering, and the librarian said to me, there's a Tech and Tea course starting next week, and I came along, joined in, did the course for 5 weeks, and then Siobhan from CBS came, said would I like to do wellbeing as well. Well, I started off as a participant on Tech and Tea, now I'm helping out with the courses.
I met up with Christine, who asked me would I fill in a form for the wellbeing, and I said yeah, and then she said would you like to be a champion? I said I think I would, because I'd retired. I said yeah, I think I would. I said well come along, there's going to be a meeting. So I went from filling out a form to becoming a wellbeing champion.
I think the main thing is meeting people.
Having a conversation with someone, with elderly people that help look after their health.
Well, meeting people and that, and explaining to them what the well-being is, whether it's meeting people, getting out of the shells, coming and that, eating properly and stuff like that.
People from all different walks of life, different capabilities.
It's helping people really. I always say when I used to be a TV engineer that fixing the telly wasn't the real purpose of the job. It was people wanted to watch Coronation Street, and when they could, that's what the job was. Yeah, and it's the same thing with this.
I enjoy talking with them, and sometimes something you might say will trigger on something else. It'll open up a new topic of conversation, and I really enjoy that.
Primarily I think it is just having a conversation and hearing what someone else has to say.
I just love meeting people, listening to the people. When you're filling in a form, you'd be surprised how many people are so lonely, and they start telling you their history, and we can pass that on to somebody else, and then they become more friendly in themselves and they feel as though they have a purpose in life.
Every day that I go is an achievement really.
Actually becoming a volunteer, and I got some new people into it as volunteers, so that must be my proudest one, is getting it out there and other people wanting to join as volunteers as well.
When they realize that actually malnutrition affects so many older people in the UK, the mind's just blown, and I think it's a small scale, but for me it's opened up their eyes to see you do actually need to look after your health. I think for me it's knowing that someone is actually going to take from that little quiz. It's like 6 questions, I think, from that little quiz, and they're going to change the way they actually live. They're going to change the way they do things.
I came across a gentleman who'd just come out of hospital after cutting his wrist. He'd lost his partner of 15 years and he was so lonely, so down. But I explained to him all about it all and how to try and take one step at a time. Each little move, each little day means an awful lot. And he was there for the full hour as we were doing our volunteer work, and he said, "I am so pleased to meet you. You've already done an upliftment to my heart."
There was one particular lady, but she was having trouble with her phone, and created a step-by-step plan on how she was going to operate and control her phone. And it took me the best part of an evening, but I was really pleased with it, and I was confident that it would help her to get over her hurdle with the phone. You know.
But I remember one customer, that's called, who wasn't taking it too seriously, the technical, and the questions that are asked at the beginning about favourite book and song, and he came up with The Beano as the book and Happy Birthday as the song. So we found out where The Beano was published and who wrote Happy Birthday. It opened his eyes to the possibilities of what he could use this thing for, turning from being disinterested into interested.
My name's Andrea and I'm the Community Assets Development Worker for Salford Together. I've spoken to a gentleman recently in a group that I attended, and he told me about the impact that the Wellbeing Plan had on him. As a young man, his interest was photography, and just by filling out a Wellbeing Plan and thinking about what he used to do when he was a younger man, had made him go out and get a camera again. He had a smile on his face while he was telling me, and now he goes down to Salford Quays and he takes photographs of the bridges and the construction, and he's out in the fresh air and he's getting lots of activity. And this is just through thinking about and filling out his wellbeing plan.
The best thing to do to become a volunteer and find out about the projects is to contact me, Siobhan, at Volunteer Centre Salford, and then there's an initial training workshop which is one day and lunch is provided, and that gives some background into Salford Together and the integrated care programme, and it talks about all of the projects so that you've got an opportunity to learn about what they all involve and which ones you want to get involved in.